Everyone, what's up? It's Nipa2, and as you can tell, everything is still a little barren. And that's because you guys just saw the Pokemon Plush 2025 collection video. Very, very big collection right there. But before I put everything back, I thought it'd be pretty cool to show off another part of my collection, that being, of course, my Smash Bros collection. Now, Smash Bros is a really big piece of my life when it comes to like just a bunch of collection pieces. I love Smash Bros so much. I had the amiibos. I still have a few amiibos, if you could tell. Pitu, Pit, Dark Pit, just like how I have. I got a Kirby one over there, a bunch of my mains, but I thought it'd be really awesome to show off the ones that I have at the moment. There hasn't been too many new ones recently. Maybe this year will change that, but I'd like to show off some of these. And of course, starting out, I do want to show off my first plush I got that's kind of Smash Bros related. Even before I got Pikachu, I had myself a Mario plush, and this Mario, I believe I got it in like 2010, 2011, I want to say for sure. I don't know what brand it is. It might be, oh, I don't know. I can't even tell. I think I had this problem the first time I did the video, but yes, you can see just how drained the tag is, how old he is. I want to say Hasbro, Tomy, maybe Jack Specific even, but still a very epic plushie that I have. One of the first few in my collection, so I always got to have him somewhere. A really cute Mario. I have another Mario over here somewhere, but that's not the one that I use for the Smash Bros collection. This guy is, and I think that he works out really good in the Smash collection. His arms are kind of bent backwards. I think he's supposed to be like this jumping. That might be the reason why it's like that, but through time, he also might have had his arms actually just kind of turn like that wherever he was put in storage or whatever. But now that he's out, he can forever be the centerpiece of my Super Smash Bros. Collection. And then you can't have Mario without having Luigi, and this is, I believe, the Jack Specific Luigi. Indeed it is, Jack Specific Luigi. When I first started the collection, him and Sonic were the first guys I actually got to add to the group, not counting the ones that I already had in my collection. They were the ones I actually scoured to go grab, so the Jack Specific Luigi, you could kind of tell the difference on just how old he is compared to the Luigi, and he looks really great. His mustache is kind of a felty material, which I'm not really a big fan of. It's kind of more simple, but you know what? For a $10 plushie, that definitely works for me, I think. He is a really nice plushie. Luigi is one of my favorite characters from the Mario Bros. Franchise. He honestly might be my favorite character. I love the year Luigi, even though it was not a very successful year. It was still super cool because it's like the peak of my Nintendo fandom. So having Luigi in my collection, it being from Jack Specific, a collection piece that I actually really love is Jack Specific. So I think that works out really well. And then who's Mario and Luigi, specifically Mario, without Donkey Kong? And this Donkey Kong, I believe, might be Toy Factory. It is Good Stuff. Okay, so the Good Stuff division is a Donkey Kong plushie. This kind of reminds me of the Toy Factory ones you'll see at like Six Flags or whatever. He has a little piece right here, I guess, to hang up if you want to hang him up. But this guy wasn't my first pick for a Donkey Kong plushie. I actually wanted one of the more vintage Hasbro ones. However, I found this guy for like $2 online on whatnot, so I just decided to grab him. I also have another little pillow cushion thing I showed whenever I first got this guy, because like, he had basically a whole video for himself, so that's really cool. He's got some big ol' arms though. It's just a very simple Donkey Kong plush. Like I said, not my first choice for Donkey Kong. However, he works out with the collection. I have him hanging on there instead of actually in there, so that's pretty cool. But I think he works out decently, like I said. So his tie is super cute. It's actually stitched on there, so it's not coming off. His face is very derpy, but for Donkey Kong, we can work with it. And from an in-universe rival of Mario to an out-of-universe one, unless you want to count the actual Olympics, we have ourselves a Jack Specific Sonic plushie. This guy I got, same thing with Luigi a while back when I first did my first Smash Bros video. Super cool little plushie right here. This is an awesome collection piece, although it is a very simple one. I know it's not a really big fan. It being a little simpler and having a little bit more space that it doesn't have to take up for me in a collection piece, definitely okay. I have a bigger Sonic plush somewhere right here actually that, I mean, this is my main Sonic that I use for my collection, so I'm okay with that. If that means that this one gets to actually be right here, I don't have to have it shown off every single time, but it's still a cool little piece to have in there just to build up the numbers in the collection. So I like it too, by the way. I just think that the nose sometimes kind of like blended in. Whenever I first bought it, it kind of like dyed right here a little bit, so there'd be a little bit black smudges. Luckily I did find the one that did not have any black smudges, so I added it to my collection. But still, I think this is a really nice Sonic plushie, for the most part at least. That's probably going to be a very unpopular opinion for sure. Next up, we have an OG being Star Fox with its tag still, which is amazing. I don't remember exactly which Star Fox. This is a Jack specific plush, so basically everything we've had so far has been Jack specific, which is pretty cool. But yeah, he does have his stitching missing right here. But for what it is, a Star Fox plush, you don't see too many of these. I know that Falcon is actually, or Falco is very expensive, but this guy is a pretty decent interpretation. It looks more like chibi, so you're not going to see a full body because I feel like it'd have a little bit more, I don't want to say build, but a little bit more detail to it. So I think this guy is pretty decent. This little felt piece only had like one stitching right here. That's probably why that it already came off whenever I had pre-bought it. So I need to actually put another stitching in there. However, I've had it for over a year now and I still haven't done that. So I doubt that's going to happen. I do want to take a look at this tag though. This tag is beautiful. If Pokemon just kept on doing something simple like this, that would be amazing. I love the 3D render on the picture. I just think it looks amazing. And honestly, out of my Smash Bros collection, this might be one of my favorites. I'm going to throw this just randomly in the middle of the video, but we forgot to add Greninja. This is my Jazzwares Greninja plushie I recently got. So it's going to be so cool actually putting him up there with everybody else. Actually, going to be so cool putting him up there with everybody else. But my for sure favorite is this big guy. We have ourselves Incineroar. And Incineroar is one of my, I don't want to say mains, but one of my characters, my guilty pleasures, I'll call it. I love me Incineroar in the games for Pokemon as well as in Smash Bros. He is so freaking cool. Gotta use the shiny variant, of course. And I think just all in all, he works really good. He has the tail like this, where you can actually make it whatever you want to do. So if you want to have it like that, like this. He is from Pokemon Center and a legit Pokemon Center plush. I think I only got him for like $10 too, which is really cool. He's just not very cuddly, so you're not going to be cuddling him all night. He's just not that kind of plushie. He's just more of a show one. Usually that's how all the bigger, like, not legendaries, but the bigger starters are. Biggest starter plushies at Final Evolutions. So I think he works really, really well. Next up, we have a Build-A-Bear in the collection, and this Build-A-Bear is Isabelle. I actually got Isabelle because she was going out of stock, and they actually had to get rid of their piece. I think this is the winter clothing or something like that, so I was able to get her for, I think, only about $14, which is pretty decent for a brand new Build-A-Bear with clothes attached to it. If you got her right now, I think the clothes comes with it anyway for any Build-A-Bear of Isabelle, or I think KK, whatever it is. But for this, I think it's really cute. One thing that I really like is, of course, we got the tag right here that has the Animal Crossing sticker, but I've never really seen this, and that is a pink Build-A-Bear tag. Looks really, really cool. I like the little flowers. I think those are daisies, maybe. And her face is just so cute. She wobbles all over the place. That's because she was just kind of stuffed to be an actual showing one. Kind of like my Sobble. She was just kind of there to be there. You can kind of tell that she was there for a little while. A little bit of dust. That also might just be from being up there. But this Isabelle plushie is so freaking cute. I love it so much. Fun fact, she is married to Doom Guy. Next one, a really cool one that Tommy made about a year or two back, and that is Banjo and Kazooie. It was a pretty expensive plushie, I'm not gonna lie. However, I had to get him before he sold out, and I'm glad I did because I never see him anywhere whenever I go to Target or anything like that. It is a Tommy plush. It is made out of like mochi material, so it's very soft. Of course, you got Kazooie in the back just chilling. Banjo's right here just being the lovable self that he is. And I actually main Banjo-Kazooie. He is one of my few mains that I play. I love playing him. My favorite DLC character to play in Ultimate for sure. I love playing him so much, especially whenever I'm a little tipsy. He's my guilty pleasure when I'm tipsy. But I do really like Banjo-Kazooie a lot, and I'm super glad I got to have him in my collection. I need to actually play the games because I have not played the games, sadly. However, I feel like just having the plush, it's enough for me for now until I get that hunger to play the game, so that makes sense. And then next up, we actually have a Ryu Stubbins, which I didn't really know too much about Stubbins. I never try to get these kind of plushies. However, he was a Smash Bros. Character they had at the NUM or NVM, the National Video Game Museum. He was only 13 bucks. Me and my girlfriend went to it on as a date, I think for our anniversary, so it was really cool being able to get him in my collection. I was not planning on getting Ryu anytime soon, but the fact that he was the cheapest plushie there just made it a pretty obvious grab. I didn't want to spend like 30 bucks for an all-star plushie, so Had to make it work with Ryu, and for what it is, it's printed fabric basically everywhere, but I think it works for what it is. It's a pretty nice plushie. It's about 13 bucks, so if you're okay spending 13 bucks for this, then I say go and grab it if you ever find one. If you can find one cheaper, that's also really cool. I would prefer to get this guy cheaper, but also I would prefer to get a bunch of stuff cheaper. That's just how it is, but sadly, that's also how it is. It just doesn't work like that. But Ryu is a part of our collection. Next up, we have a mystery Pichu plushie, the spiky-eared Pichu plush. He was in my 2025 collection. He has a few weird markings on him from the previous owner that I need to clean one day. But it's a pretty cute Pichu. It's basically it feels like it would be a life-size Pichu, if anything, right? So a very awesome plushie to have in my collection. He's usually up there, one of the bigger ones that I have. Super, super cute though, except for the just random markings on him. But I think for what he has, it definitely works. I want to get him a little ukulele. I feel like making him a little ukulele out of felt would be a really cute idea. So maybe I'll hold off on that. But for now, I really like having this little Pichu. In the time that I first introduced him, I guess he went through and got a doctorate because I have a Dr. Mario plushie here. Not too many people have made it, but we have Dr. Mario World from Seinai, and it is from, what year was this? 2019, so not too many Dr. Mario plushies exist, but I got one for pretty decent on a discount, so I had to grab him. I know that Dr. Mario is probably not the most popular character, but he's still a pretty big childhood favorite of mine, especially having to unlock him, I believe, in Melee. I think it was Melee, or yeah, I believe Melee might have been it. People are gonna really get mad at me if I'm wrong about that, but I can't say anything about that. But still, a really awesome plushie right here. You can see the 3D little mustache actually put on there, not just the random thing of felt. He has a little pill, and all in all, I think he's pretty cool. Another quick little kick in. I can't believe I forgot him as well. I had him already in my box, that's why I forgot him. But we have the Pokemon Center Mewtwo as well. Super cool little plushie that I have, and I actually got an Apom to go along with it for free. Next up, we have a Lucario plush right here, and this is a brand Presto Lucario, a pretty simple one, not too crazy. I had a few of these guys, two of them I actually sold, and this one I decided to keep in my collection that I got for pretty cheap as well, so he is officially part of the collection too. I've shown him off multiple times. You've probably seen him multiple times, but I think that this guy is definitely a decent version of Lucario. Only thing is that he seems very uneven on his back, but with sewing, that's just going to happen. He's like a little tough, is also just poking up instead of poking down. And yeah, I think they were able to also get the evenness a little bit better right here, going down on the point down. So, I mean, it works for what it is, but not my favorite Lucario plushie, but at least I don't have to own the big guy that they have. Next up, we have a Hasbro vintage, actually, Ivysaur. I got this guy for pretty cheap, too. A lot of these ones are going to be secondhand, cheaper ones, unless I can find some in store for a good price. But this little guy, definitely a cute one. I love Ivysaur so much. He's my favorite out of the Bulbasaur evolutions, and Bulbasaur in general, too. So the fact that I have a little plush form of him, awesome. And what is Bulbasaur without Squirtle? This is the Mid-Street Dungeon version of Squirtle. However, it's probably going to get replaced with another Squirtle I actually showed off last episode, and that is, yeah, he's still pretty cool. The Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, or is it just Rescue Team DX? Either way, very adorable plushie. Super happy to have him in my collection. His eyes are beautiful. The little bandana, so unique, so cute. I'm just happy to have him in my collection is all. And then, of course, while I don't have his trainer, we had to end off with something big, and that being the Six Flags Toy Factory Charizard. This guy is so freaking cool. He is so awesome. He's a date that I got with my girlfriend at Six Flags right before Scarlet and Violet got announced. I actually got him and Fuecoco same day. I ordered Fuecoco, or pre-ordered him, as well as getting this guy, so that was a really cool memory. But yeah, definitely a pretty decent one. Just a date idea that we had at Six Flags. Got our first ever toy there. I don't have any memory of getting any Six Flags plushies, so as far as I'm concerned, this is like my first Six Flags plush. Next off, I couldn't figure out the tag title for this. I think it might be the Nintendo Store, actually, but this is Rosalina, and she's got a pretty... She's kind of got my chin right now, how I have my chin after I've gained a little bit of weight, but that's okay. We will not shame her. A very simple plushie right here, but I do love Rosalina. I don't think I'm ever going to get a Luna or Luma plush, but still a pretty decent one. My only princess I have in the collection, I don't have a Zelda, I don't have a Peach, not even Daisy, so I'm gonna have to fix that pretty soon, but still awesome. Next off, we have a Jazzwares Jigglypuff. This girl has been up there for a while too. One of the cute little ones, just a simple little ball that they made with the ears, the little tuft of hair, and all in all, this is just the easiest Pokemon to get right, I feel like. It's just a little Jigglypuff plushie. It's super cute, and not much to say besides it's just cute. Everything with Jigglypuff is cute, unless you're Hungry Box, then you're a little bit scarier than cute, but awesome plush. Next up, we have I don't even know the brand for this guy. I can't tell, but we have a Toon Link that I actually got for very cheap. It was so freaking cool to actually have it in my collection. I got him for like $1 or $2, so that worked out perfectly. He has his little sword attached to them, and all in all, I think he just looks great. His little felt shield, or not even felt, it's like a whole other piece of the plush that's like put in there by cardboard. Or there's another word for it that my girlfriend's gonna get mad at me because she told me the name and I completely like out one ear out the other, so that's gonna be okay. But also the leather for the boots, they kind of went all out for this very simple plushie, even though it is a very simple plushie, and I respect it so much. And then made by Goldie, we have ourselves a pretty cute Yoshi plushie. Again, I think I got this guy from Whatnot, so another secondhand plushie. That's okay though with me because he is absolutely adorable with his big old nose and just a very simple plushie. I think it works out perfectly with my Mario because he's like the perfect size to be bigger than my Mario and also have my Mario ride him, so I think that works out great. I have a vintage Yoshi actually right over here in my collection. However, I like keeping him out and on show, at least a little bit of on show. He's kind of hiding right now behind Van Gogh Pikachu, but I think it works. Still the thought that counts, definitely. But yeah, we got Yoshi. Next up, we have a more, it feels like robotic kind of Pikachu, and that being this guy that my mom actually got me from a garage sale, and I don't even know what kind of brand, or maybe garage sale, maybe thrift store. I can't, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. But I'm going to say thrift store now since I see the little tag on there from Goodwill. But yeah, this guy, I'm just going to kind of keep in the collection because he is a very bulky dude. So I thought, let's put him in the collection. He does not work. If he was more mechanical and actually worked, that'd be another thing. But he gets to at least go into the collection piece and be a bigger version of the Pikachu history than like my 25th anniversary one. So, I mean, that works for him. Next up, we have another more recent plushie I got, that being Steve. I have an Alex somewhere, but I don't care too much about Alex, I'll be honest. We got Steve right here. Steve is the GOAT. The GOAT, definitely the GOAT. And I love him so much. We got it. I believe it is a Mattel plushie. Yes, Mattel with the tag still on there. A really cool tag as well, even though it keeps on opening randomly. I love how this guy looks. It's very simple, but very cheap. I think he was only like $10 at the store, even less maybe. So you're not going to get that full square. It's going to be more of a like bent kind of like folded fabric. But for what it is, definitely a little guy. And he is also very, very chubby. Next up, we also got to go on to another GOAT, and that being the All-Star Collection Meta Knight. Now, if you don't know, Pokemon and Nintendo in general just have All-Star Collection pieces, and this Meta Knight is a really cool one. I got this in a Target, I think, right before going to a fan expo, so he was a cool little memory piece for me. He wasn't as expensive. I think he had a little bit of a discount on him, too, so that worked out perfectly. His cape, super cool right here. Just made out with that felt going up top as well. And the way he looked, honestly, this just might be one of my favorite plushies that we have in the collection for my Smash Bros. Collection. Not too many of them can really make the cut, like Meta Knight and Cineroar, and then, of course, my third guy. That being my boy, you saw him on my shirt, of course you know him, Kirby. And this is actually from the 25th anniversary, so I think we're celebrating the 30th anniversary this year or last year. So this guy is at least 5 years old. I got it whenever the 25th anniversary was still new from a Comic-Con. That Comic-Con is actually no longer going. It's disbanded, I believe. But this guy is probably my favorite one that I have in my collection for Kirby. I have another Kirby plush that I'll probably put in the collection just because I want to keep this guy out longer. But yeah, this is definitely super cute. I love the bubblegum colored eyes on here. I love the fuzzier material they use. All in all, I think that just might be my favorite Kirby plushie in general. I have a few other ones that I want to get in the future, but for now, definitely a top tier one. But yeah, guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and then let me know in the comment section down below, what is your Smash Bros. Main? Do you play Smash Bros? Do you want to play Smash Bros? Have you never played it? Do you hate it? I would like to know all of that stuff, so just let me know down below, and I think I'm going to head on out. Thank you again, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace out!